Most High Yahweh. Mashiach coming like Yahweh Shai. Check that log real quick just to make sure everything's everything. Shalom, fam. Just gonna get it in real quick, man. Talk about the bloodlines. You know, we're gonna talk about the warfare of these bloodlines, man. Yep, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Come on. Shalom, shalom. All right, so all praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It's WFR Los Angeles. It's Brother Ariyah.
It's Brother Qatar.
Gone, and we here, man, just tear it up a little bit, man. We're gonna go into some precepts, go into some historical artifacts. Well, maybe not too much historical artifacts, just historical documents. Because everything in the past equates with the prophecies, man, of the things of today. That's why the Lord said, through Moses, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. And that's what we're going to do, man. But we got to show these bloodlines, man. These are bloodlines, royal bloodlines, from an evil section to a righteous one, man. You know, you got the good and you got the evil. You got the border of wickedness, according to Malachi, and you got the border of righteousness. All right. Matter of fact, let's show that real quick. Give me Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Right? Because we want to see the war. Like I said, a lot of stuff we looking at today, and Shalom to all the Akim, a lot of stuff we seeing today is based upon warfare of these bloodlines, man. That's what it's based upon. We like, some stuff you can't really identify why this demonic so-called energy is on an all-time high. It's based upon the righteous men of the Lord, man, and the righteous women of the Lord. Shalom, shalom, kings. So we're going to get into the bloodline of this thing, man. Go ahead and bring that up.
Khan. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi.
Malachi 1 and 4. Straight to the point.
Salakia. Verse 4. And it reads, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Right. We will return and build the desolate places. Go ahead. And this is the mindset of Esau. He always wanted to rebuild after the Most High knocks him down. Right? Because all through history, whether it was Rome, Greece, the rebirth of Rome, the Dark Ages, hey, the Most High has brought down Esau multiple times. And it was the Lord that did it because their cup was full at that particular time, at that particular age of sin and iniquity, as this one is. That's why he's holding back. He's allowing Esau and the nations to fill that particular cup of iniquity so he can judge at the end. So go ahead.
It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Right, we will return and build the desolate places. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
The border of what?
The border of wickedness.
So the Bible says, according to prophecy, that in the last days, there will be considered the border of wickedness. Right? So there has to be an opposite of wickedness. There has to be a standard of righteousness through the men or through a particular people. And it is. So go to Deuteronomy 32 and verse, I believe it's 8. Real quick. All right. And shalom to all the mighty men and mighty sisters, man. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people.
He set the what?
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Right. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So what we're looking at is you have the border of wickedness, and according to Deuteronomy 32 and 8, he set the bound of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. What is the number of the children of Israel? 12, right? So you have the border of wickedness and you have the border of righteousness. These are two opponents that's totally in opposite attractions to opposite, and they basically against each other, right? These are bloodlines that's going to war. They've been going to war from the Dark Ages. They've been going to war from the beginning of colonization, right? These men that came to America, West Africa, all these different places where the Israelites was located, they knew who they were getting, man. It wasn't just, okay, the Hamites just went over there and snatched some people up. Hey, get these dudes up out of it. It didn't go like that. That is a false way of thinking on history. Yes, the Hamites did go to particular places and snatch our people up and put them and send them to Esau, but it didn't go the way history tells us, right? The Hamites even knew who we were, right? So all these different nations know who we are and know who we were. So we're going to kind of break that down. But I just want to show the righteous bloodline, right? So go real quick to Genesis chapter 5. You got a righteous bloodline and you got a satanic bloodline, man, to be honest. Go ahead.
Where do you want to start?
Start at verse 1, right? And it's going into the genealogy of Adam. So we can go to the genealogy of Adam. It shows, it shows Cain's. Cain was the wicked son of Adam. Cain was the wicked son of Adam, killed Abel, and he had sons. And then also Adam had other sons, right? So go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam.
This is the book of generations, meaning the genealogy of Adam. Go ahead.
This is the book of the generations of Adam in the day that God created him, created man, Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
In the likeness of God made he him. Male and female created he them and blessed them.
Right.
And called their name Adam.
Right, called their name Adam. That's the Adam family. Right, we go into 2nd Esdras. Matter of fact, pull that out real quick. Because people, like the Israelites, we know there was more people on this earth than just Adam and Eve. People on this earth today, you got some people that actually know that there's more people that was on the earth than just Adam and Eve around that time. You know what I'm saying? Well, now we know through, the breakdowns, the studies, the breakdowns of the scriptures, that there were multiple people on the earth. The Most High created multiple birds, animals, land animals, sea animals. Likewise, he's going to create multiple of people in that same breath of the Lord. Go ahead.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6.
Yeah, 54.
And verse 54.
Yep.
And it reads, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
Right. Adam was made Lord over everybody. He had his own kingdom. The Garden of Eden was the kingdom of the earth at one point. Go ahead.
And after these, Adams also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Mm-hmm.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Now, why the Lord separated the so-called humanity versus the people that was chosen? You know what I'm saying? That just shows you right there. You have the people that was created, and then you got the people that were chosen. These are the sons of God. All right, the sons of God of Genesis 6 that start mixing with the other heathen nations. Right? So it's all went from Genesis to Revelations. It's always tracking a particular bloodline. You have a wicked bloodline and you have a righteous bloodline, right? And as we start to go into it, we're going to show the wicked Draconian bloodline versus the elect bloodline of the righteous. These are two people that always been going to war according to the scriptures. What are they going to war for? Inheritance. What are they going to war for? Governments, political seats, political power, resources, gold, all these things. Because like it or not, Jake had a lot of this stuff. prior to this last captivity. Go ahead.
Verse 55. All of this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
Thou made the world for what?
For our sake.
Thou made the world for our sake. This is what the warfare of the wicked bloodline versus the righteous bloodline. This is the warfare at the end of the day. The warfare is these devils know who the world is going to be for at the end. Right? This is why we're going to get into it. Revelation chapter 12. They say they have to make their moves. Let me go there real quick. They have to make their moves because time is short, and the Lord is shortening up time, man. The Lord is doing this. All right? Yeah, go Revelation chapter 12, and I believe it's 12.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 12. And it reads, Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Woe
to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. Go ahead.
For the devil is come down unto you.
Right, the devil's coming down unto you. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to go into the history of there's a particular bloodline on this earth that if you go into some of their historical lineage, we're going to find out, hey, they represent the devil, man. And I'm talking about by name. They represent the devil. I'm talking about these elite, these royal, wicked bloodline elites. Go ahead.
It says, Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
What is the true warfare today?
For the devil's come down.
Go back to, the last.
And it reads, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Right, the devil know he got a short time on this earth, man. Why? The Most High says he's speeding up time for his elect's sake. Who is his elect's sake? That's the righteous bloodline of Mashiach Yahushua, man. Right? So it's all about bloodlines, man. There's bloodlines going to war with bloodlines. All right, so go back to Genesis chapter 5 again. Baba Cashapp. All right, because I do want to show a few videos, but also, go ahead. You got it, King.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, And Adam lived 130 years, and begat a son in his own likeness.
In his what?
In his own likeness.
So Adam begot a son in his own likeness. This is part of the Adamite family, right? You had the so-called humanity. You had the nations that Adam ruled over, and then you have, the chosen people of the Most High. These are two different entities, man. You have the chosen people, and then you got the rest of the population, the other people that the scriptures describe as. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3, and it says, And Adam lived 130 years, and begat a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth.
Right, Seth meaning replacement, right? He replaced Abel because Abel was the righteous bloodline at one point until Abel got killed, and which left a wicked bloodline upon this earth. Pursuant to Genesis 4, we see that Cain's son start killing people as well, just like his father. So we see a wicked bloodline and we see a righteous bloodline, right? Go ahead.
Verse 4, And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years.
Okay, you can rest right there. Now go to Matthew chapter 1 and verse 1. Right? Everything's about genealogy, man. Matter of fact, let's start at go to Genesis. Well, yeah, you can go there, Salaki. You go there, and then we go to Genesis 36. Because the Lord is always explaining in detail the genealogies of men. Genesis means beginnings. And we know that's the beginning of nations. Nations start to be born in the midst of Genesis, right? You got different nations that come out. You got Moab, Ammon, and we understand how they came about. You know, all praise Yahweh Shem HaShad. Shalom, Kings. So go ahead.
Khan, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The book of the generations of Yahushua HaMashiach, the son of David, the son of Abraham.
The son of David, the son of Abraham. Bloodlines matter, man. That's going to be the new quote in these last days. Bloodline matters. Because, you know, of course, you have a lot of Christians that, you know, disagree, but it really don't matter if you disagree or not. We know, according to the precepts, according to prophecy, and according to the actual actions that happen on this earth, man, that bloodlines matter, man. Go ahead.
Verse 2, Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob.
Abraham begot Isaac, Isaac begot Jacob. Go ahead.
And Jacob begat Judas and his brethren. And Judas begat Pharez and Zara of Thamar, and Pharez begat Esrom, and Esrom begat Aram.
So now we have to realize, as us Israelites know, if Yahushua was born a virgin birth, why would Matthew, the doctor, even explain all this? Why would Yahushua have a whole lineage, breaking down his whole lineage, just to say that, oh yeah, by the way, it was a virgin birth? That doesn't make no sense at all whatsoever. The warfare is based off the bloodline. They're getting at Yahushua based off prophecy and bloodline. Who he was and him being prophesied about who he was. Matter of fact, go to the wise man's in verse 2 and verse 2 and 2.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 2.
Saying,
where is he that is born King of the Jews?
Right, you have wise men come to King Herod and tell him, where is he who is the king of the Jews? Now think about that. This King Herod was the king of the Jews at that time. He ruled over the Jews as an Edomite. We're going to touch on that too. He ruled over the Jews. So you have wise men coming to a king of the Jews telling him, hey, we want to see the king of the Jews. How disrespectful is that, man? That's absolute disrespect. But they didn't give a damn because they know he wasn't the king. That's like basically what they were really saying. Hey, where's the king of kings of the Jews?
Yeah, saying like, where's the real king?
Where's the real king at, man? Get this dude up out the way, man. Where's the real king? You know, and this king was a baby. Go ahead.
Verse 3, when Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled. He was what? He was troubled.
Hey, Herod was troubled when he heard this. His spirit was troubled, man. Why? Because he knew that he could be removed out of his power seat. That's what it's always been about. Heritage, right? Political power seats. All right. We see things moving and shaping in these last days today the same way based off these things. Go ahead.
It says, when Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him.
And all what?
And all Jerusalem with him.
Mm-hmm.
And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born.
See that? So you had these wicked Pharisees, you know, some were, because you had different sets around the time of Yahushua. You had these different groups, right? You had the Herodians, that was some Israelites and Edomites under the family or the household of King Herod. You had the Pharisees, the Sadducees, right? You had these different men. They're telling him a prophecy. What is he doing? You got the enemy. You got the Pharisees telling them, you know, where Yahushua is going to be birthed at according to prophecy. So they notice they're digging into prophecy. Now he's using that for
evil.
Yeah, for evil. Like we use the word for instructions, but the wicked, they use the word to prevent prophecies from, or at least try to prevent prophecies from coming. And we see that with King Herod. He said, "Hey, show me where's that prophecy y'all was talking about the other day? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, look how wicked our people is for even showing them that. But then we see what he, potentially did, which we're going to get into. He potentially killed all the babies and kids based off this prophecy that was told by our people. So we see that the wicked, when they hold on to this Bible, it's to stop and prevent the prophecies from coming. That's their whole motive in this thing. But us, the Israelites, our whole motive is, because this is our heritage, is to, it's to build our spirit up and to lead us to the kingdom, because this is our heritage at the end of the day. All right, so bloodlines matter. All right, so one more. Let's go to real quick. Oh yeah, I want to touch on King Herod real quick, because we got to show King Herod the Edomite. So let's pull that out real quick. Oh, you got that on your phone?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you read that. Everything we see today is like I said, predicated on bloodlines. Most of these people that's groomed into these political seats, Shalom. Most of these people that's in politics, most of these people that's kings, royalty of today in this white supremacist system, most of these people that's police, any genre or any specific political system, I guarantee there's relations with all these people. A lot of these people are related, man. Even some of these celebrities, these Edomite celebrities, they're related to these specific men and women in power, these so-called elites. They send them down to Hollywood. Hey, like I said, everything's based on bloodlines. Actually, let me show this video too, because there was this girl. She had connected all the presidents together as though they was related, right? And the news actually reported about this. I think it was about 2 years ago, but you can pull that out real quick.
Okay. So right here we got well, you can't really see it right
Yeah, you can't see that.
But you search up Herod the Edomite, it's gonna pop up, but I'm just gonna read it. It says, yes, Herod the Great was of Edomite descent.
Was of what?
Was of Edomite descent.
Herod the Great was an Edomite descent. And we know what that Edomite did. He killed a lot of kids based off trying to find, Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
Idumean, a factor that profoundly shaped his rule and reputation. His family was forcibly converted to Judaism a generation or two earlier. While he practiced the Jewish religion, he was not ethnically Jewish, a distinction that caused a significant tension among his subjects.
See that? So he was an Edomite, man. He was an Edomite ruling over the Israelites, right? And that goes to show you when we see it today. You know what I'm saying? What did the Jews say when they crucified Yahweh Shah? Caesar is our king. And we're still saying that today. Caesar is our king because the new Caesar is Caesar both. All right, Caesar is our king. You got Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom, all subscribe to Caesar Borgia and the Borgia family, man. Who's a wicked bunch of people, man. All right, so let's see. Let me pull this. I want to see if I can pull this out real quick. All right, so let's lift this up. I'm gonna show this video. Let me know if y'all can see it through the spirit. All right, let's dock him. Let's see here. All right, so look, this video is gonna show. Let me pause it real quick. This video is gonna show how there was a little girl in school.
On the school watch tonight, the story of a 7th grader from Salinas who claims to have made a major discovery.
Okay, so there was this girl in school. It was in Santa Cruz, I believe. But she was basically going through the bloodlines, going through the lineage of the presidents, and she discovered something, right? She discovered relations and connection with all of these presidents, except for like one, and how they related to a particular king in England. right? I think either England or France. I'm not too sure on that. But let's play this real quick.
About President Obama. She and her grandfather say that President Obama is related to all but one U.S. president. We get more tonight from Action News reporter Felix Quartet.
Now, if the Occupy can't hear that, or if they can't, well, if you can hear that, say come.
This is live in our Salinas newsroom.
Well, Dan, the youngster spent the summer, really all summer, tracing the family tree of our presidents. Her conclusion that all the presidents, with the exception of one, share the same grandfather.
Well, first we start off with George Washington at the top, and then it goes to John Adams, Thomas Jefferson.
11-year-old Bridget Davignon says she's made a first-of-its-kind discovery that President Obama and all the presidents before him, with the exception of one, are related and descendants of a former king of England.
No, they are all cousins, and they're grandsons of John Lackland.
Davignon says she spent countless hours on the internet over the summer researching the lineage of our presidents, a project that started with her trying to trace her own family tree.
But I'm the first historian to do all the presidents. I'm very glad I got this done, and I think it will turn out to be a success.
The Monte Vista Christian 7th grader has written President Obama to tell him the presidents before him are his cousins. She hopes to present this family tree chart personally to the president. But Bridget has her skeptics, including this reporter. Her biggest supporter and firm believer that Obama is a descendant of a former king of England is no doubt her mother.
If you have a child, and they 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 have a child,
Like names change.
all she's saying is this guy is the great, 25th, 27th, depending on what line it is. He created all this family. So, do I believe it? Yes. It's hard, but it's true.
Well,
It's hard for this world, but we understand bloodlines is real, man. And that's how we look at Israelites. The same way, right? We look at Israelites the same way. The lineage don't stop, man. Give me Ecclesiastes 4:16. The notion that all nations in the Bible are either gone or just blended into other, areas, that's complete madness, man. Of course we were taught that in school and Christianity. In school, it teach you that everything in the past is gone. And in church, they'll teach you the same thing. Like the education school, like for instance, the indigenous people, it was a guy that said at the Catholic Church, when I was in school, they always taught us that the indigenous people were erased. Like they basically
they don't exist no more.
Yeah, they don't.
That they've been wiped out and all this damn nonsense.
Right. So while they're saying that, they got indigenous people all in their class that's been assimilated to this system. And likewise with us and other nations, man. Oh yeah, they're done away with. That shows you, because now let's move into the Christian mindset. The Christian mindset say, hey, Esau done away with. So they're using the same narrative that the education schools do about the past. It was done away with. Oh yeah, they don't exist no more. The Aboriginals of Australia, they don't exist. But then you see the Aboriginals, they just assimilated to the system so bad that they probably don't even look like their original people. But nevertheless, all nations in the Bible are still here today. There's not one nation that the Bible describes from Genesis all the way to Revelations that is not here, man. Even Esau. So Christians, but like I said, Christians, they say, hey, Esau's done away with. We got to worry about him. In history, the Lord judged them. That's not true. You have to show us an article, a document of Esau being destroyed and what kingdom he got destroyed in. That's madness. Go ahead and bring it up.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 16. There is no end of all the people.
There is no what?
There is no end of all the people.
Right. There's no end of all the people. Everybody, every nation that got birthed in Genesis, they're still here today. Of course, they're under different names, right? Like Elam, he's under East Indian. And there's history that brothers have got into in various times where Elam migrated to India. Like, we have that history. We probably do another video on that. But just to show, all nations, all they did was migrate. They didn't disappear. That is a lie. That is a lie that Christianity, the education food system, and the
Christianity.
no, and Hollywood, because Hollywood education system and the religious system, they all coincide with. That's the three Trinity, man. That's the unholy Trinity, man. You know what I'm saying? And they push all these lies upon the people, man. All right, so go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 4:16.
Mm-hmm.
There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them.
Right. So when you get into the enemies of the Most High, they are still here. They are being reserved for a particular time. Like the Lord says, He reserves the wicked for the day of evil. Right. So Psalms 83 let us know that all the nations are still here. Right. The whole house of Esau, the bloodline, is still here, man. Still intact. No, now of course there's mixing, and we understand all that, mixing and all that, but your bloodline will remain the same based off who your father is. Give me that real quick. Numbers 1 and 18. Right? Now you even have science saying this today, something that was already spoken of by the Holy Scriptures. So who we should listen to first? The Holy Scriptures or what science say? Because science, they switch up every time. Every generation, they're going to switch up. They believed in Darwinism at one point. They switch it up and say, oh, no, man, Darwinism. They believe in the Big Bang at one point. They switch it up and say, no, let's keep moving. And they believe in space and, different planets. Then we find out, wait, hold on. These are Greek names of Greek gods. That's Pluto, Saturn, and all these different demigods of Greek fashion. Come on, man. Go ahead.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families, by the house of their fathers.
By the house of their mothers.
By the house of their fathers.
Now the so-called Jewish man, he traces his lineage by the house of his mother. That is completely off, and there's no connection to that, even in the Bible. And this is the Torah. So they literally going against the Torah, man. All right, so let's go back to the warfare real quick. So let's go to Revelations chapter 12, because we want to establish how King Herod was an Edomite, ruling over Jews around that time. Right? So Yahushua had to deal with Edomites even at that time. They wasn't done away with. All right, so let's go to Revelations chapter 12 and start at 1 and 2.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun,
Mm-hmm.
and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. Right.
Now this is similar to of Israel. The 12 stars represent the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. The woman represents, Zion, the nation. Under her feet was the sun
and the moon.
And we that goes into knowledge as well. There's a scripture that says he confounds the moon. It's just talking about the knowledge of those that's of this world, the fashion of the knowledge of this world, the wisdom of this world, right? Like let me bring this out real quick. You can find that precept too if you can. This is 1 Corinthians 1 Corinthians chapter 2. And let's read verse 7. But we speak the wisdom. No, verse 6. Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught. Right? So the wisdom of this world, you know, like the scripture says, hey, Israel is standing on it. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 23. Then the moon shall be confounded.
Then the what?
Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, when the Lord of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion, and in Jerusalem, and before his ancients glorious.
Right, when the Lord brings his knowledge, his truth to the nation of Israel, it's going to supersede all the wisdom of this world, man. From every history and fragment of the knowledge of this world, hey, Israel's going to supersede all of that, man. Like we doing today, low key. All right, so let's continue. Let's go to Revelation. Let's go back to Revelation. Now we see who the woman is. Women is Israel. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 2. And she, being with child, cried.
Right, she being with child, that's Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
And she being with child cried, travailing in birth.
Right, travailing in birth, because we go through Israel have always went through particular birth pains every generation to birth out the man-child who's the Messiah. Right? Go ahead.
And she being with child cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered.
To be what?
And pained to be delivered.
Right, delivering that birth is dealing with Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon.
A great red dragon, right? Now we know who we dealing with. So this let us know the dragon. We're gonna find out who the dragon is, but the dragon has been chasing this woman all through the earth. This is what the warfare really is about, and these are bloodlines going at it, right? When it's talking about the woman with the crown on her head, or it's talking about the red dragon, it's similitude of nation, a particular nation versus another nation. Go ahead.
It says, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head.
Mm-hmm.
And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven,
Mm-hmm.
and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered.
The dragon stood before the woman which is ready to be delivered. Now, is that a prophecy anywhere we can find? Let's get Matthew chapter 2. So the dragon stood right there by the woman, faced her down to devour her child. Right? So, that's where you also. Yeah, slay up.
Okay. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men.
Right, Herod got mocked. Like, there wasn't, even we dealing with the wise men, there wasn't just 3. You know, you can't just because you had 3 items that they considered it was 3, man. It was multiple of wise men coming from the east, right? Some, some scholars, they say that it came from Babylon. Others say different. We get into the details of that. I'm not too sure of. It would make sense if it was Babylon, because Daniel was over there. He probably taught that Numbers chapter 24, which speaks of Yahweh Shai as the star coming out of Jacob. But hey, I'm not going to say that is or that's nay or yay. You know what I'm saying? But there was more wise men than 3 is what I am going to say, right? Because you had a lot of thieves out there in the midst of traveling that you had to have a low-key army just to be moving. Hey, did not Abraham have armies with him? While he sojourned amongst the nations? So it wasn't 3 people, man. It was more than 3. But go ahead, King.
Verse 16.
So he was mad because he got mocked by the wise men. Go ahead.
And it reads, Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, he was exceedingly wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, in the coast thereof, from 2 years old and under.
So now we see what happened in history. Now we can understand when the Bible says the dragon was before the woman to devour her children or her seed. We know who we talking about. King Herod did that. He issued that dragon Draconio law to kill all the children. Right? So go back to that, the Revelations 12 and read that over, Baba Cashapp.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 4. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman.
The dragon did what?
And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, to devour her child as soon as it was born.
We know, King Herod did that, and King Herod was an Edomite. These are bloodlines, man. These are bloodlines fighting each other. So the dragon has been going from country to country, city to city, kingdom to kingdom, looking and searching for the election, the chosen seed of the Most High, which are the Israelites, the bloodline of the righteous on this earth. You see that? And so I want to just show some article or some little documents real quick. All right, so the first one, let's give me that Columbus.
Okay.
All right, because we know Christopher Columbus, who was an Edomite, according to the doctrine and the history and the breakdowns, right? He came over here by way of ships to find a particular people, man. Let's see how he found it. I have it over here too. Let's see. Let's pull it out. So, like, give us a second. Right, so the dragon been running all over the place trying to find this woman, and the woman, the seed of this woman. Right, so I think it's right. Is that it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, read that.
All right. So this is the Jewish encyclopedia. You could Google it. It's an actual source. It says by Morris Jastrow Jr. Kaufman Collar. Some damn Edomite scholar, I guess. It says
Edomite scholar. Now, mind you, these are Edomite scholars that's writing these documents. This is why we came to the conclusion that we, the Israelites, the Northern Kingdom, that came by way of ships down to the Americas, up into those that was in different parts of the continent of Africa, scattered abroad, and the Middle East as well. This is how we don't just we're not just coming out of our heads and say, okay, we Israelites, bitch, because I feel like I want to be an Israelite. No, we're not no damn binary. we don't push the binary spirit. All right, we push the Israelite spirit based off history and prophecy. Right? I can't say, oh, I feel like I want to be a woman, so I'm a woman today.
Yeah.
We don't got that mindset, man.
Yeah, we're not like the damn Edomites you see. Hey, I say this is what it is because I'm white and I'm right.
Yeah, I'm right and I say so. Like we're not dealing with actual facts and history that all brothers and sisters have heard, and the Most High stirred their spirit up to believe it. Like Scripture says, faith is the evidence of things hoped for. It is faith is the substance of things hoped for. It is the evidence of things not seen, man. So we do have evidence by our faith, and our faith is based upon the information that we have seen and been exposed to, which the revelation that came from Yahweh Bashim El-Shai, man. So go ahead.
The Jewish Encyclopedia by Morris Jastrow, and it reads, Arzareth.
Arza what?
Arzareth.
Arzareth. That was the original place of America that was called. Shalom, King. That was the original place, Arthuric. Go ahead.
It says, the name of the land beyond the great river,
Mm-hmm.
far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes of Israel,
And which the what?
in which the 10 tribes of Israel,
Now, mind you, this is the dragon speaking. Or this is the idea of the dragon. He's saying the 10 tribes are in Arthuric, which people call America today by so-called white men anyways. Go ahead.
it says, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses.
Doing what?
Observing the laws of Moses.
And hey, we have there's so much articles that show they was following the laws up into a particular time, and then they start dwindling and going into different other demi wicked gods and stuff like that, different cultures. Because even if you just look at the Northern Kingdom, the indigenous people, just by face value, the original indigenous people didn't have no Spaniard type of customs. They have more of a Middle East or Egypt customs and Hebrew customs. Why? We was captivity in all those lands before we even got to this place in America. So it makes sense. You see pyramids in different parts in South America and abroad. Even out here, and I think one had this pyramid. It's kind of like a I forgot how big it is, but it's a small pyramid over there in Puerto Rico, over there in Oklahoma. They turned this one they turned this one place that had a menorah in the dirt, and the Smithsonian destroyed that place and made it a golf course to hide the evidence. So there's much evidence all through America that people were here, but not only people, the Israelites was here, man. All right, you have the lost lunar stone that had the 10 commandments in Paleo Hebrew. There's various things. Why? Because they were keeping the commandments at one point, but then it got to a point where, just like Israel do, they go the hell off and go into these other gods. So go ahead. Was that it? Yeah.
It reads, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses, until the time of restoration, according to 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter.
Right.
It says, Columbus identified America with his land. It says parentheses, Christopher Columbus. So Christopher Columbus, he knew that America was ours. He didn't discover, America. He kind of knew about it already.
He already knew. They knew. Look, majority of the people in Europe knew what was going on.
I'm trying to find this.
That's why they made it. That's why they had to make it seem like it was just like by accident. Oh, like Columbus just found America. Like, no, he didn't find America. He already knew somewhat. They had ideas that the Israelites was over here, is what he's saying. These are the dragons that was following the woman, is what we talking about by way of prophecy, right? Prophecy shows that. And this is what we talking about. So when he came over here, his mindset wasn't to just discover, as we seen. What did he do? He destroyed. He discovered people here who were the chosen people of God to destroy those people and take their heritage in this land.
Okay, so there's a video here on YouTube, right? Because there's a movie called 1942, right? It portrays actors acting as if they were Christopher Columbus, and you actually see that Christopher Columbus opens the book and quotes 2nd Esdras. Now, if we can,
all right, we're gonna show this real quick.
Very short video. Let's see here.
Shares the richest kingdom.
And blow it up.
Spices and gold.
What the hell is this, man? Okay, we're gonna do this. "1942, the conquest of
Why
paradise."
do you wish to sail west? To open a new route to Asia. Asia is the richest kingdom The land of spices and gold. At the moment, there are only two ways of reaching it. By sea, sailing around the African continent. The journey takes a year. Or by land. But the Turks have closed this route to all Christians. There is a third way. By sailing west across the ocean sea. The distance is unknown. It's said to be infinite. Superstition. I believe the Indies are no more than 750 leagues west of the Canary Islands. How can you be so certain? The calculations of Toscanelli, Marin de Tir, Esdras. Esdras is a Jew. So what's worse? 2 minutes, and already you're a dead man. For telling the truth? Yes. We are burning people for less.
See that?
And you're about to confront.
These people know, man. So this is that Esau is the red dragon. That's the bloodline of Revelations chapter 12, man. Despite popular belief, man. All right, and we see the dragon was facing the woman and to destroy her seed. Now that's the northern kingdom. They also went and came and hunt us. They knew who we were too. So let me bring that out too. So yeah, let's show this. Matter of fact, just read that real quick. So this is when they came to the West Africans, right? During the time, because they split, basically all the Europeans got together, so-called Europeans got together and had this particular meaning to colonize certain areas in Africa and split it in half. But when they came to West Africa, they had different means of it. They split it in different sections based upon who those people were, man. Those were the Israelites over there, and they knew that. All right, and he's going to prove it real quick. Go ahead.
This is a Google search. Negro land.
What was it called?
Negro land.
So Negro land, that was an area in West Africa, and it was called Negro land. Right, go ahead.
It says, on 18th century maps of Negro land, West Africa, particularly by a cartographer.
Cartography. Yeah, that's basically those that make maps. He's a map maker.
And shit. Oh, okay. Yeah. Particularly by cartographer Emmanuel Bowen.
Right, Emmanuel Bowens. Right, this dude was a European. He created this map, and he created it in sections. And right in the middle of the map, it says the kingdom of Judah. So these people, like I said, the dragon always knew where the Israelites exactly were. So when they were sending Hamites to come get us, they wanted to know where are the other ones at, the dispersed throughout Africa. Right? Go ahead.
It says, in the 18th century of Negro land, particularly by cartographer Emmanuel Bowen, Kingdom of Judah is located on the Slave Coast in modern-day Benin and Togo. This region was often linked by researchers in older Eurocentric maps to historical presence of migration of the people associated with the tribe of Judah.
With the tribe of what?
With the tribe of Judah.
The people associated with the tribe of Judah. So they made a map and they broke it down into different pieces just so they can know who's who and where's the specific tribes of Judah. Why? Because they were hunting for the bloodline of the Israelites, man. Right? Let me show the map. Right? Salakia. See if it. So like it's loading up. I'll kind of blow that up. Right? And I'm pretty sure brothers will see this. It's not new information. Right? See the Gold Coast, you see right at the top it says Judah or Wayuda. That was another term for that area. Because we gotta understand this, we were scattered, man. We were scattered all through West Africa. You know? As a place of refuge, because the Romans took siege in 70 AD. We ran into various parts. Like I said, I even told a synagogue of Satan when I wasn't in the truth and I didn't know nothing about. I just wanted the information, and I was in one of their classes. I'll never forget this. I told them, after 70 AD, where did all the Jews go when they ran out? And everybody, it was about 5 people in that class, you know. And he said, when after 70 AD, or he said, no, he said during 70 AD, when all the Jews ran, they passed through the Jordan and they went into Africa. Right? And I'm looking like, what? Why would you? He said that. Now, mind you, there was millions of Jews that dispersed during the time of 70 AD. So you got to show me a record. You got to show me a document where you got over 1 million Jews fleeing, leaving the Jordan, passing the Jordan, and going into Africa. You have to show that, man. You got to show some pale-faced, damn synagogue small hats of Satan. You have to show that information. All right, we ain't going for just say so, man. All right, so we know that a lot of our people, we can trace them, you know, dispersing from Israel and going into particular lands in Africa. That's not hard to find, but it is hard to find 1 million Jews migrating, walking, passing the Jordan and going into Africa. And you know, come on, man, miss me with that madness. So they are hunting the bloodlines, right? Last but not least, let's get find that. Let me see. I'll try to find it. Now, this is another scholar, right? This is another scholar. This is another man who wrote this compact Bible, right? This is another proof that the dragon was always against the woman, and he knew exactly who she was. So let's go to Ham real quick. Go ahead and find that real quick. Let's go to Ham. What is the definition of Ham? Right, and mind you, they changed this 2 years later. It was in the 60s. They changed it 2 years later, and changed the whole definition, right? And it's funny because, you know, the elders, they was bringing it out around that time. So go ahead.
Okay, this is the Compact Bible Dictionary, page 213.
Just to show more proof that the dragon was always trying to hunt for the woman. All right, bloodline against bloodlines. Right, go ahead.
Definition word for Ham.
Mm-hmm.
The youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites.
Now, why should we just pass this by, right? Why should we just say, okay, that happened, whatever? No, we got to really investigate that, and that's what brothers have done in many years, many generations, right? It says Ham is the progenitor of all of the black races, but not the Negro, right? Why does that sound just like when Adam, the scripture says in 2 Ezra, all the rest came out of Adam, but the chosen, right? It sounds similar, right? Read that over, Baba Cashapp.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord.
That was it. So, yeah, read that over, Salakia.
Verse 54.
Uh-huh.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people whom thou hast chosen. See that? So it's hey, that why are you separating one people versus everybody else? Why did the scholar of that book in the Bible Compact Dictionary, Why did he separate the so-called Negroes amongst all the other black tribes? Because he knew that there was a specific tribe that was not from the same tribe of the Hamites. That's why. And he knew that, and he wrote that down, man. They said, oh, yeah, it was just a discrepancy. Man, come on, cut it out, man. That will mean all these information is just discrepancies, which is a lot. So you got a lot of discrepancies. No, we ain't going for that, man. This is evidence. All right, if you go on court with this evidence, you're going to be found guilty for the crimes. All right, so let's continue, though. So now we're going to go into the bloodline. Last but not least, just dealing with the righteous bloodline. Go to Revelation chapter 7. All right. I just wanted to build a foundation for the righteous bloodline, that from Genesis, we see the Apttmites and we see the rest of the nations being birthed in Genesis. Genesis means beginning, and that's the beginning of all nations. All right. All the way down to Revelations. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 7, verse 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth.
Standing on the what?
Standing on the 4 corners of the earth.
Right. We talking about the time of doom, Jacob's trouble, the time of World War III, man. When all the seals are being released and all hell's going to be broken loose on this earth. You know what I'm saying? That no nation, no particular generation have ever seen like until this time. You know, so we got to all be prepared in the spirit and realize the Lord is doing all of this based off who we are, man. We are the righteous seed of the Lord, man. Go ahead.
It says, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind shall not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree.
All right, dealing with the nuclear programs and warfare that's going to happen. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God.
Mm-hmm.
And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea.
Right, and four is also a completed number. So, you know, it's multiple of angels. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Saying, hurt not the earth.
Hurt not the earth. Go ahead.
Neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in our forehead.
And Salakia. That's another reason why we see today when the when they be having these meetings about the so-called UFO sightings, they say that these chariots are always messing with the nuclear programs, preventing these particular programs to be activated. They'll mess up something, they'll turn it off. Hey, when the dude, one of the guys was having went before the council and stuff in America, and they was talking about. He basically said that they turned all the power off in the nuclear program system, turned the whole system off. And they had to reboost it again, right? And I'm pretty sure you reboot something, they're gonna take a long time dealing with some type of power like nuclear warheads. So, hey, man, the Lord is using these angels to prevent war to come up until the time he seals all the elect. Who is the elect? It's the royal bloodline. Go ahead.
Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in our foreheads.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and they were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of Israel.
Right. So all the tribes of Israel was sealed 144,000. That's 12 out of every tribe. 12,000 out of every tribe. Right. That's the government of the Most High. Right. So these men are equated to the elites of today. Right. They just on the opposite side, on the righteous side. These are the men that's going to be raised up in the last days, who we don't know who they are. But hey, like John told the Pharisees, he said when they spoke about Yahushua, he said, there's one among you whom you do not know. right? You can equate that to the 144,000. It can be you. It can be any brother in this truth. It could be damn whoever the Lord elect long time ago before the foundation of the world. Matter of fact, give me is Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 4. Before the world was even created, the Most High already established a specific royal bloodline on both sides, the wicked and the good. Right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Ephesians chapter 1 verse 4. And it reads, according as he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love.
Right. It was already set up before the foundation was even made. Before any chimneys of smoke coming out of Zion. Before Zion was even established. Before the paradise was even founded. Hey, the elect was already sealed, man. Was already sealed. Right? Time has to catch up. Because the elect was already chosen before the world was. So time has to catch up, man. Right? You have to live certain generations out. Live and experience certain things. You know, fall and rises and all these different things, right? Up until the point of Revelation chapter 7, where the elect is fully sealed on a physical level to be protected in the day of trouble. Right? You got something?
No,
Okay.
I'm just going back.
All right, so Khan, with that, we're going to show the wicked bloodline in the modern day.
Oh, well, actually, let me read the next verse.
You got it.
I like it. It says, having predestinated us into the adoption of children by Yahushua HaMashiach, according to the good pleasure of his will.
According to the good pleasures of his will, man. All praise to the Lord, man. That's what we talking about, right? So, let me see. All right, so we're going to start because I'm going to put this article out because there's a lot of dragon energy. Now that we understand who the dragon is, the Edomites, whether it was the crowns on the head, the 7 heads and all, that is the whole nation of Esau versus the woman, you know. So in saying that, we're going to show today how they are, we can see there's a lot of examples of the dragon today in that particular elite wicked bloodline, right? They like to equate themselves with the term dragon a lot. You know, they like to name themselves with the dragon a lot. We're gonna show that real quick. So let's see here. Salakia, give me a second. Let's pull this out real quick. Just to show the dragon energy, man. Right? Yeah, go ahead and read this, King. And that's coming from, oh no, that's not it. Yeah, right there. Queen. So we're gonna deal with Queen Elizabeth. Now, Queen Elizabeth has a specific lineage that leads up to a particular man. And we're gonna show you who this particular man is and what his name actually means. Right? Go ahead.
Okay. It reads, Queen Elizabeth II became queen instantly upon the death of her father, King George IV, on February 6, 1952, at the age of 25. While on Commonwealth tour in Kenya, she received the news of his passing, succeeding to the throne due to royal line of succession. Her coronation followed on June 2nd. Right, so we're reading about Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah,
she's being crowned after, you know, the death of a relative, right?
Right.
It says her family tree. Queen Elizabeth II was a direct great granddaughter of Queen Victoria.
Right, Queen Victoria. Now you get into some of her stories. She was deep in alchemy and all these. She was deep into sorcery, man. You know, and a lot of this so-called New World Order stuff that we see in today, you know, a lot of these people were a part of this. They make 100-year plans about what they're going to do the 100 years that's following. So, you know, it goes by these wicked elites. So go ahead.
It says, Queen Elizabeth II was the great-great-granddaughter of Queen Victoria. The lineage passes through Victoria's eldest son, King Edward VII, to his son King George V, then King George the Fourth, then finally to Queen Elizabeth II. This line covers nearly 130 years of direct royal succession. As we dig a little farther into her bloodline, we can see how sinister and diabolical it gets.
Right. If we follow her bloodline, we can see how sinister and what diabolical it gets.
Hey, and cynical too, man.
Yeah, and cynical. Yep. That's right. That's real. So go ahead, keep reading.
It says, let's see who her great-great-grandfather was that established this so-called royal house.
Right.
And it reads, the House of Dracula.
The House of Dracula. The House of Dracula. Why? We're gonna see why they saying the House of Dracula. Because everybody thought Dracula was just a movie. All right? And it's not. Dracula was an actual person. Keep reading, King.
It says, the House of Dracula. Queen Elizabeth II was distantly related to Vlad. Distantly related to Vlad III.
Vlad III. Go ahead.
God, I hate that name.
That's why you hear Vladimir. Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Vlad, man. That's a famous name, a last name for a lot of these Edomites. That's from Rome, Romania actually. That's a known, and that's where so-called the story of Dracula kind of started in those areas. And that's a dark, bitter area over there, man. But go ahead and bring that out, King.
Con, it says, Queen Elizabeth II was distantly related to Vlad III, the 15th century Romanian ruler known as Vlad the Impaler.
Vlad the Impaler, man. Go ahead.
Who inspired Bram Stoker's Dracula. This genealogical link is traced through her paternal grandfather. The lineage of your father, right?
You see how it goes. See, at least they know the lineage of their bloodline is based off their fathers too. They know that. They know these things, man. So go ahead.
It says her genealogical link is traced through her paternal father, Queen Mary, who was descendant of the Transylvanian Reedy family.
And you scroll down. Yeah.
And let me see here. All right, key details on the connection, the lineage. The connection runs through Queen Mary, the wife of King George V, who was the great-great-granddaughter of Countess Claudine Reedy von Kischrede, a descendant of Vlad Dracula line. Relationship to Vlad, genealogical.
You can scroll down from that.
Let's see.
Let me see. Yeah, because that's where the prophecies come in at. So now, mind you, Dracula name in their language means dragon.
Oh man, no way.
Liar. Right? And I have pulled out some information. Let's see.
Damn, that's crazy.
Bring that out then. You got it.
All right, so if you go to Google, right? You go to Google. You can't really see it here.
Yeah.
But search up definition of Dracula. It says, I'll just skip to the point.
Yep.
It says the name derives from the son of the dragon, referring to Vlad the Impaler.
See that? So Queen Elizabeth, who runs this earth before she died, right? Her bloodline descends from Dracula, the house of the dragons, man. Now, Dracula's son was Dracon, and Dracon set up a house called the House of Dragons, right? They even got a damn show called the House of Dragons.
Oh yeah, on Netflix. Right?
On Netflix,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, these bloodlines are wicked, and when the Bible started to describe the dragon in Revelation chapter 12 and Revelation chapter 20, the Bible know what it's talking about, man. They're gonna expose themselves, man, through the Spirit. You guys know?
No, I was just going back to Revelation.
Yeah, so the son of dragons. That's what Dracula name means, right? The son of dragons. All right, so let's see here. Read. You read that already. Yeah, Salakia, give me a second. I think it was this one. Oh, you know what? I want to get that video. Yeah, we'll put that out. All right, so we're gonna go through this little video real quick, where they kind of break down.
Oh, that one.
Not this one. They break down the lineage of these devils, right? So go ahead and play that. All right, so y'all bear with me through the Spirit. We just showing the dragon spirit is not just in the Bible talking, metaphorically, but hey, in the actual real way, it's literally talking about the actual dragon, man.
Hi everyone. Since it's Halloween week, I thought I'd do a video with a bit of a connection to the horror genre. I'm going to be showing you the family tree of Count Dracula. Now, I've put Dracula in quotes because the figure that comes to mind when we think of Count Dracula is not actually a historical person. Rather, he's a character from the 1897 novel Dracula by author Bram Stoker. But it's generally thought that Bram Stoker based his character on this individual here, Vlad the Impaler, from a Romanian noble family known as the House of Draculești. Vlad was a real historical person, and in fact, his brother is one of the ancestors of the British royal family today. So I'm going to be explaining that connection as well. Let's start with Radu I, who lived about 650 years ago and was voivode of Wallachia. First of all, voivode is a title that is used in Eastern European countries and is somewhat equivalent to a duke or count. Second, Wallachia is a region in what is today Romania. If we look at the map, you'll see that it is close to Transylvania, a region associated with vampires, thanks again to Bram Stoker and his famous novel. It also bordered the Ottoman Empire, and therefore the individuals we're about to talk about often came into conflict with them. The house that Radu belonged to was called the House of Basarab, but after him, the house split into two branches. Two of his sons served as voivode after him, and the descendants of Dan I became known as the House of Danești, named after him. And the descendants of Mircea I became known as the House of Draculești, or in English, Dracula. From this point on, title of voivode of Wallachia would often go back and forth between these two branches of the family, but we're just going to look at the House of Draculești. Mircea had a son who became Vlad II. He grew up in the court of the Holy Roman Emperor Sigismund of Luxembourg. This particular Holy Roman Emperor created a noble order known as the Order of the Dragon, with the purpose of fighting against the Ottoman Empire during the Crusades. Vlad II was made a member of this order, and therefore the word Dracul was attached to his name, Dracul meaning dragon. This is where the house name Draculești comes from. Several of Vlad II's sons became voivode after him, but the most famous was Vlad III, known as Vlad the Impaler. This is the individual that Bram Stoker based his character Count Dracula on, albeit very loosely. Vlad the Impaler may not have been a vampire, but he was known for being extremely cruel and fond of brutal, bloody punishments. He earned his nickname, the Impaler, because he would often have his enemies impaled. Now, it is sometimes said that the British royal family is descended from Vlad the Impaler. This is actually not true. They are, however, descended from his brother, Vlad IV, known as Vlad the Monk. This means that the current queen, Queen Elizabeth, is distantly related to Vlad the Impaler, but not actually descended from him. So let's look at the connection. Vlad the Monk was the father of Radu IV, also known as Radu the Great. He, in turn, was the father of Mircea V, also known as Mircea the Shepherd. All of these individuals served as voivodes of Wallachia at various times.
So yeah, we're gonna show that video. So it's called what? Queen Elizabeth related to Count Dracula, right? So, like I said, there was distant relations with Count Dracula, but we know, hey, at the end of the day, we know all these devils is related, man. They can try to kind of move the goalposts a little, but at the end of the day, we know the Israelites bloodline, and we know the righteous are the wicked bloodline are the Edomites, man. All right, so that's cold because, like I said, it's the house of dragon, and all through history, whether it was the Greeks, Romans, they all kind of push that same dragon energy, man. Right? They all kind of push. Matter of fact, during the coronavirus, there was something called Draconian measures. Right? Matter of fact, let me try to see if I pull that out. I'll go back to that. Go back to where I was at. I think you got to make it small. Okay. So, yeah. All right. So, during the coronavirus, the news kept when they were doing the lockdown, they brought this word called draconian measures. And you often see it when it's a high alert of impending danger or something that's happening in society, they'll call for draconian measures. Well, Draconio was actually a man, and Draconio also means dragon as well, right? And this dude was a Greek, but let's go into it. Just to show that Edomites in general, whether you a Greek, Roman, or whatever you want to subscribe to, you are Edomite, man. You just migrated in particular times throughout history. All right, so let's see. Let's get Salakia. Let me pull this up. I probably don't want to play. Hey, look at Origins of Draconio. Because they don't want to play on my computer. Let's see here. All right, so we're looking at the dragon bloodline, man. We're looking at the dragon bloodline. That's what we're looking at today. You got it?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so this is AI overview for origins of Draconian or Dracul. It says the root Draco in the Greek and Latin, it means dragon or serpent.
Dragon or what?
Or serpent.
So Draconio. So when they call for draconian measures, right, in America and abroad, a lot of people call it Italy, all these different countries. When something goes down, they call for and I guarantee they will call it again. When something goes down, they call for draconian measures. That means complete lockdown and it's high alert, right? Go ahead.
It says draconian laws. It dates back to 7th century BCE, before Christ.
Mm-hmm.
It says from Draco, a lawmaker in Athens.
Right. So this was a Greek. This dude was a lawmaker in Athens, right? We see Athens in the scriptures as well, right? This is Greek fashion. This is the time where the Israelites became Greeks, right? And this dude, he was in a high power position pertaining to you know, a mission and laws and different things, and he called it Draconio because that was his name. But Draconio laws, when you look at back then, they were killing people for minor offenses, right? So go ahead and bring it up.
It says Draconian laws. It says his laws were famously extremely strict and severe. So today, draconian laws would mean overly harsh or brutal rules.
Overly harsh or brutal rules, because they would remember they was forcing people to stay in the house, right? Missing all the money and everything else they was missing, right? Yeah, keep going.
Oh, let me see here. Dracul or Dracula comes from medieval Romanian.
Why is it all the same? Now this is a Greek man. Why is he equated to likewise like with the Romanians and all that? Because they all are the same people, man. That's what we're getting into. All right, so go ahead.
It says Dracul comes from medieval Romanian drac, which means dragon. Later also came to mean devil.
Later also mean what?
Drake later also came to mean devil. Vlad III Dracula was called Dracula, meaning the son of Dracul.
Man, you can't make this stuff up, man. You cannot make none of this stuff up. This is real, actual evidence and facts, right? That these people are all related and they all equate themselves with dragons throughout history. Even if you look at the Catholic Church, like you look up that word Vatican, right? It means divine serpent. And I think I posted over here. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I posted that there. Let's see real quick. Let's see. Salakia. Let me do this. Yeah. Read this.
Okay, the word Vatican literally means divining serpent.
Divining what?
Divining serpent.
Uh-huh.
And is derived from vatis, equals diviner, and can, which means serpent.
Right. Vat means diviner. Can means serpent, which is divine serpent or divining serpent. And even over there, when you go into to that specific word, there's a temple over there. Look up the temple of a serpent in Vatican. The temple over there in Vatican literally has a symbol of a serpent, man. You know? So, I mean, you can kind of see if you can text it. Let me see. Put it on here. Yeah, man. So, like I said, man, this is what we talking about as far as with these bloodlines coming against bloodlines. The Most High has set these two against each other from the beginning, right? This is why when we go into Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning that follows. It mentions Jacob had the heel of Esau. That's where we at. We're at the heel of Esau right now. We at the heel of his kingdom, right? We're at the bottom of the bottom. But we understand the Most High, through Paul, even says the foolish things of the Most High is wiser than man. Let's pull that out real quick.
Hey, I can send the picture through Telegram, right? And then it'll pop up right here.
You got to send it to Daryl's Telegram.
Oh, okay.
So let's bring this out real quick, man. Because we at the bottom. We are touching. We at the foot of Esau's kingdom, and we gripping that by shaking the hand. We gripping that through coming against his policies and politics. We gripping that heel by coming against the establishment of this wicked kingdom, right? This is First Corinthians chapter 3 or chapter 1 and verse 27. But Yahweh has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And God has chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. Right? These are the Israelites, man. This is the bloodline of Mashiach Yahushua, who are the Israelites that are the full that's represented as the foolish things of this world and weak things of this world, because we're at the bottom of Esau's society. But we are gripping the hell out of his heel, and we are the rock in his shoe, man. So look at this. This is in the Vatican. Why are they always associated with serpents, man?
Those are the eyes right there.
Look at this. So you put Temple of Serpents in the Vatican, and this will pop up.
You got the fangs right here. Oh, look. Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
You got the fangs right there. You got the eyes right here. And then
try to blow up. Oh, that's just a picture.
No, I can blow it up. I can blow it up.
Look how creepy this thing is. This is now why would I worship in this? Why would I praise that? How about Shemel Rashad is something that look like a damn serpent, man?
Oh, look at the images they got in the back.
Look at the images.
Oh, bunch of.
When you get into some of the bloodlines of the Vatican, the priests, man, you had the what they call, man, I forgot what they call, but you got these the priests that were all black, right? If brothers know what the priests that were all black, you can put it out on the chat, Baba Cashapp.
Right, so this is an actual temple, right? It's not made up, right? And it resembles a snake head.
And notice they try to say, look, conspiracy. Like they did, like, notice they always say conspiracy. Like, hey, Epstein Island and all the stuff that was doing, hey, that was considered a conspiracy. But when stuff started getting exposed, hey, whatever was said actually happened, right? So we're not going for that. But go ahead.
We could exit out.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like I said. These people are always associated with dragons and serpents, man. Is that a coincidence? Absolutely not. All right. So like I said, man, we're gonna start winding down. But all praise Yahweh Shema Shai. Hey man, the dragon, draconian measures. All right. Matter of fact, when you get into the draconian measures, as I said, it's brutal loss. Right? Give me Isaiah chapter 10 and 1. Because that's what this kingdom, knowing that his time is short, it's Esau is gonna start making more brutal laws against Israelites and against the people in general.
Isaiah.
So he can establish his kingdom over and over again, but it's not going to happen. Like the book of Psalms 49, it says they wish that their kingdom can live forever, but it's not, man. Go ahead, you got that. 10 and 1.
Okay, Tom.
I'm gonna go there to Isaiah real quick.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness."
And that right what?
And that write grievousness.
Right, that's that dragon energy. That's that fiery dragon that's blowing out these harsh laws against the Israelites that they setting up, man. Go ahead.
It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness in which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment."
To turn aside the needy, which is the poor of this world, which are the Israelites, the foolish things of this world. Go ahead.
To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people.
Oh man, that's right there. That's right there, man. Read that over. That's mighty right there, man.
It says, verse 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right, the right that...
Oh, the water came for that. I needed that.
The rights that, America says that you so-called have, right? But in the damn amendment says you're a damn 3/5 of a man, right?
3/5 of a human. That's right.
Yeah, it says to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away from the right from the poor of my people.
Man.
Right? Not the poor of everybody's people, right? The poor of God's chosen people, right? The Israelites, man.
And that shows you who James was talking about when he said the poor of this world that will inherit the kingdom. In fact, let me get that real quick.
And yeah, I got that one scripture I wanted to pull out too. The one in Genesis.
Yeah, this is the book of, oh yeah, that's the mighty one. Yeah, this is the book of James, chapter 2. We at James chapter Salaki. I believe it's 2.
Come on, let me just bring
James.
this out.
Yeah, you got it.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 39. And it says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, we're going over the blessing that Esau got from our forefather Isaac. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above. Right? So we talking about Esau. This, and for you simple Jake saying that Esau is the Arabs, the Arabs do not have the fatness of the earth. Okay, the Arabs do not call themselves dragons and the serpents.
Right.
For you simple Israelites that want to say you want to save Esau, man. You want to save these damn Edomites. But reading on, it says, and by the sword shalt thou live. Right? So when you read these scriptures and you come to understand, okay, damn, these group of people, they're the serpent, they're dragons, they're going to live by the edge of the sword. Hey, it can only pinpoint to one specific group of people. And that would be what you would call your so-called Europeans today.
That's right.
Right? It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from thy neck. Right? Because once Esau was managed to have complete dominion, take your culture, your identity, and everything from you, he decided to take the yoke off your neck. That's why when you read Deuteronomy chapter 28 in the 48th chapter, it says, and a yoke of iron shall be placed on your neck until you are destroyed, right? Roughly paraphrased, right? So our people are destroyed, right? We need to wake up to understand that you're the royal bloodline, okay? That you got the promises coming, right? And that we ain't gonna live in this unjust society with these unfair rules, these draconian rules.
Right. Read that out, man. And also, like, when you get into that on a historical level, it's going into how David had them in subjugation. He put garrisons over them, and that was the yoke on their necks. And then once after Solomon, starts to fall and get into his wickedness, and then his son and all that, then they got released. And matter of fact, the son of Solomon, the Most High set up an adversary against him, which was Edomite. So that arm that was attached to Esau got released, and once it broke off, he went into the world and started to do everything that we just kind of brought out.
Last one.
Yeah.
Verse 41.
Oh, but let me put this out.
Oh, go ahead.
This is the poor of this world, like you had mentioned. All right, this is James chapter 2 and verse 5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, has not God chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom which he had promised to them that love him? Right? And it's going into Jake, man. Jake got the promises. Jake got the inheritance. That's Romans chapter 9 and 4. Right? This is Psalms chapter 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. That's why they always talk about New World Order. You know how many New World Orders it's been since they've been to America, man? They literally call America the New World. That was a New World Order when they came over here. Then they had the different technologies elevation. They had what was it called? The Industrial Revolution, the first industrial, the second industrial revolution, the third industrial, and we coming into the fourth, which is this robotic, technology that we're looking at. All right, but
So it pretty much just boils down to, like, as we mentioned before, these two royal bloodlines have always been in opposition from each other since the very beginning.
yeah, since birth.
Now we're gonna go into why that is. Well, for one, God allowed it to be that way, but in a more practical sense, we're gonna read it now. Right? It says, the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. So essentially, hey, Esau, he's a damn hater, man.
Right,
you know,
right.
You see it all the time when you go outside, you kind of hold camp or whatever the case may be. Esau cannot stand seeing a bunch of blacks and Hispanics living in harmony because he wants to, put his damn foot in and be like, hey, he's kind of jealous, man. He's a hater. He don't like what we got going on.
Right.
Right. Last precept, if you can get it for me, it's in First Maccabees chapter 4, just to further prove that, essentially Esau, he really just hates your guts because we're better than him.
That's it.
What
was that other one too? That comfort.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, that one's mighty.
Yeah, that was mighty. Yeah, man. At the end of the day, like I said, the warfare we're looking at today is predicated on good and evil. The world understands good and evil, but it's predicated on the bloodline of the wicked versus the righteous, which is Jake and Esau. And everybody, which is this world, is between this. They willing to submit to whoever's in power, man. Whoever got that throne of power and is seated on that throne of power, which ultimately going to be Yahweh Shai, who is an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? He's going to rule this earth with the rod, with an iron rod upon his hand, meaning he's going to establish rulership with an iron fist. He's going to rule first, right? So what you know what I'm saying? So that's ultimately, but we wind it down right now, man. But so the whole conclusion of the matter is, as we broke down who the wicked is, who Esau, and how they are related to the dragon today, the so-called white people. When you dig into their history, and we seen the Israelites in modern history, how they got redeemed or how they got persecuted, and how the dragon knew exactly where these people were, because ultimately they know we're empire builders. Every place we went to, we built their kingdom. We built their empire, man. So ultimately, the Edomites, they knew we were empire builders, man. Yeah.
You still got that for me?
Yeah.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 42. Right, just to further go into the mindset and spirit of Esau on how he hates his brother Jacob, man, the Israelites. It says in verse 42, and these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called her younger son and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. So Esau, he finds it comforting and killing you, so-called Jake, and oppressing you. The Bible says that he finds it comforting, right? It says that in Genesis.
That's why you got people that get killed by accident. People clean their gun out. An Edomite woman clean their gun out, and this happened to this shoot a Jake.
And they got a big smile on their face while they're doing it.
Yeah.
And they don't hide it from you. They don't hide it from you at all. They find comfort in seeing you downtrodden, seeing you poor and oppressed. They find joy in that thing, man.
It's crazy.
So these people got to go. One last precept. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 4 from the top.
What's up? Come on, First Maccabees 4. And
Salakia, bear with me.
Yeah.
No, chapter 5 from the top, Salakia.
Chapter 5, 1 Maccabees 5 and verse 1. Now when the nations round about heard that the altar was built and the sanctuary renewed as before, it displeased them very much. Wherefore they thought to destroy the generation of Jacob that was among them, and thereupon they began to slay and destroy the people. Then Judas fought against the children of Esau in Edom.
Right, you see that right there? You can rest there. So Esau, from beginning of time, he never wants to see you build up anything.
Right.
Right, this whole American dream and this damn lies that Esau has fed our community into, hey, you know, maybe if you just work enough, or maybe if you wasn't so, you know, problematic and violent.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are the violent ones, man.
Always,
you know,
man.
Black Wall Street, whenever Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom wants to build up any businesses, hey, Northern Kingdom can't set up shop and sell tacos because it pleases Esau so much. It hates something in his spirit to see, you know, Jake selling tacos, bro.
Right.
You know, but you see damn Esau out in the streets, he begging for money. Hey, what's Jake doing? Selling roses. Okay, I'm going to say, hey, and we traveled 2,000 miles away. How come they don't do it to the so-called Indian man or the Chinaman? Right? But they do it because they know that their time is short, man.
Yeah, their time is short, man. They know exactly what's going on, man. So, like I said, man, it's the righteous bloodline and the wicked bloodline. And as the brother was just saying, they know exactly who we are even today, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, all praise Yahweh Shem Shai. Peace and blessing to the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Hey, Lord willing, we are of that number. You know what I'm saying? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, man. You got to have faith in these last days, man. At the end of the day. Yeah, Khan, all praises, man. I'm glad brothers got edified through the spirit. And, you know, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Khan. Yeah, so let me see.